Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of the podcast known as The Life I'm Lovin'. I am your host, Vincent. Here with me today and every day is my co-hostess with the mostest, up, Scarlett. Season 2, a little bit different than Season 1. Season 1 was just Scarlett and myself. We were at our old place. We were doing our thing, and over time, I came to a realization that Scarlett simply does not speak enough English to have a back and forth with. So we went back to the drawing board, and I think I could think of no better idea than to bring this gentleman on, and I want to give him a proper introduction. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, ball, ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. I see. Matthew Ing, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man.
Glad to be here.
To have you on.
This is long-time listener, first time guest.
Yes. And for those of you who don't know, this gentleman right here actually created the Life I'm Lovin' logo.
Yeah, I do remember, dude. I actually do remember.
I'm very grateful for it.
That was last year.
It was a great, and still is. I don't know if you see it, but we're gonna keep the logo as is if you are okay with it, Mr. Creator.
Yeah, it's honestly my favorite piece of work I've ever made.
That's awesome news. If you want to throw on yourself, however you want to redo the logo for the next season going forward, you're more than welcome to, of course. I know we've had some plans earlier about how we want to add you onto the logo, but definitely needs to be done.
We'll put something in the works, man.
Yes. And so for those of you who also don't know, Matt and I met at San Francisco State doing our college thing. Matt and I were both a part of the Becca program.
Woohoo!
Do you know what that means? You know what it means. Do you remember what it means?
For broadcasting, electronic communication arts.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm signing it.
Okay.
BECA. There we go. Beautiful. We both met in Becca, broadcast electronic communication arts. This man and I think it was my first class one day. And we had to get into group projects. We had to get into groups and you know, just life.
No, I remember specifically. We got into a group of 4 people. This dude was like super jivey. And I just remember the next class, I was like outside smoking a cigarette, and you were just sitting there. And I was like, "Hey, aren't you you were my group, right?" And you were like, "Yeah, bro." And then, like from there on, we've just been friends.
It's funny because I hear about all the time like how easy it is for guys to become friends versus girls to become friends. Like it really is that simple. You're just like, "Hey, are you in my class?" And it's like, "Yeah." And then we just like, I mean, you were in my wedding, kind of inseparable.
Yeah, I just remember the first class that when it got towards the end, towards finals, you like suggested we all just go get fucked up and do our project, and then some other dude in our group was like, "Absolutely not," and I was just like, "Well, I'm gonna calm down." But
To each their own. From what I can recall, there was only one class that I did not pass, and I know it wasn't that one. So whatever we did it to a passing.
That was sports reporting class, right?
Yeah, it was. I didn't show up for the final. I had an A in that class, but the final was worth like I think 40% of the grade.
Was that the same one with where we made all those videos and we went to the Giants game and everything?
No. So that was the one I took because I failed the other one, and it was the same professor.
Yeah, she was. I wasn't a fan of her.
She was passionate about her reporting, and over time, I was upset. I may have had a little bit of animosity. Over time, I understood that I wasn't a great student. Plain and simple.
That's a good observation.
I simply was not that great. I did what I needed to do. I showed up. I got a B or a C, and I called it.
Dude, sometimes when I look back at like when we went to state, I get nostalgic vibes on those random days where like we'd get out of class, smoke a bowl, and then end up in the library for like 4 hours, and then take a couple couple smoke breaks in between.
I mean, that was the vibe.
It was pretty chill.
I mean, for a lot of people,
No, it was nice.
that's what college was.
Like it was cool because yeah, like it was cool to like hang out at college. You know, like where we got some sandwiches over at the cafe in the back or in the little smoke a bowl in Park Merced.
Yeah.
The pho place, the banh mi's over at that one place in SF State were really good.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I was a big fan of just how the campus wasn't too big, and it was also like next to so much residential areas that you could just like chill anywhere and go anywhere within like what 5 minutes of where you need to be.
Have you been to other colleges though? Like not like have you visited like other campuses of universities and shit?
Well, call me biased because no. I
Okay,
went to Cal State Fullerton once. I played football at Cal State Fullerton in high school when our school wasn't built yet, but I didn't go very
Okay, I guess I mean like after college, like so like I went to Poly San Luis Obispo from when my brother graduated, and I was walking around that campus and I'm like, damn, this place shits on SF State. Like I can't imagine being like a student here. You know, like
yeah, I mean,
yeah, like
it wasn't a big campus.
I went to UC Irvine. UC Irvine was pretty fucking cool, man.
Yeah, I also went
it was, but SF State, you know, it holds a special place in my heart where it was just cool.
It was ours.
You know, it was a cool area. I liked it.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't in terms of state. Like I went there just trying to get a change of pace, and that's exactly what I got. And I can't imagine going anywhere else. I'll tell you that right now for college.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't change it. I really enjoyed my college experience and just kind of just bullshit. Like everyone else was stressing for the college, like oh, like I gotta do this project, I gotta do this, and like we're over here editing videos and like editing like
we're very
sets,
lucky,
you know. I mean, it was cool. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
we're kind of fucking around the whole time.
It's not. Well, see, the thing is about our type of degree that we received. It's like it's not really about like. Okay, I guess it is about it because, you know, the more you study and the more you do your book work, of course, you can get better at anything that you do. But ours was more about like, sure. Do you simply have the cojones to do it? Because stage fright is a real
especially
thing.
In reporting. Yeah, and like I think like speaking of that class that we took, like that class really like killed reporting for me. Like I didn't want to be a sports reporter at all after that. Like I was like, thanks for showing me this because fuck no, you know, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And so like I wasn't really ready for that lifestyle, but more power to the people who did, you know, like more power. Like it looks cool now. Like you're a reporter, you know, you work for this station, you edit videos for so-and-so. That's dope, man.
Yeah. I definitely went there and found out that I was not cut out for sports reporting. Like I went there and I was like, you know what? There's people who want to do this and I am simply not there.
I'm not that guy.
I wasn't willing to put in the work, and my goodness, does it show.
But it feels like you had the gift of gab where you can like really be on camera real easy. Like honestly, like a majority of my classes that I took in Becca were with you. And then like a majority of my classes that we took, like we had a good run.
Mm-hmm.
But like when we would do like school like projects and shit, right? I feel like I would kind of lean on you to be more on the guy on camera in front of the crowd, and me to be more the back end person.
That's what I went to school for, to be completely honest with you. And I think you went to school for your thing, what you were doing. You wanted to do the computer stuff, the editing, software, things like that. When I found out that I have to edit my own videos, I called it a day. I went home and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it raw. No editing. I'm just gonna say what I need to say. And I'm going to post it, and my goodness, did I get bad grades. But then that's what group projects were for.
Yeah.
I
mean, honestly, it is. Like, it's just learning experience, man.
It is. I mean, I truly found out a lot about myself through that experience.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, like, this is going to take the whole subject like into a completely different conversation, I guess. But like I don't know. But like one last topic about state, I did enjoy the Manny Mashouf Wellness Center, and I was talking to Justine about our. Yeah, I was talking to Justine about our workout routine there, and I was like, she was like, "What did you guys do?" I'm like, we played basketball." Like that's all we did. We just played basketball
all day,
and it was honestly like, it was a fun time.
It was a really cool center. I'll tell
you. But
like
speaking of like learning about yourself, like I feel like I learned more. I felt like sometimes in college I was still asleep and kind of just going through things, but then like after college is when I really got slapped in the face with like realities, you know.
I feel like that's kind of like the name
I
of the
feel like
game, dude. That's just how life is.
it is how life is. I just wasn't ready for it though.
I don't think
But
any of
you
us
know,
actually
you
are.
sit back and you readjust. No one's really ready for life, you know. Well, some people may be, but
One day at a time.
apparently
Even
we
the
weren't,
people
you
that you
know.
think are ready are not ready. Everyone's got their thing. Maybe they look good here. In my case, maybe they look good on camera, but they have no idea how to do anything on a computer besides open up Google Chrome and download an app, which is what I just did the past couple weeks, and I'm very proud of.
It's pretty good. That's pretty freaking
That's all
good.
I got. That's all I got, man.
So I got this going for me right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
it's something to look forward to. It's exciting though, you know? Like it's something I've just been coming to the realization of really like kind of like chilling out in life, you know, not looking for the next big thing and just kind of just enjoying where I'm at, you know? And it's been cool. It's been really peaceful, but also I understand like looking for the next big thing too, you know? Like having something exciting like this to look forward to week after week.
Well, I think that's what it's about. It's like, in my opinion, and from what I've heard, I was watching the Pat McAfee show yesterday, and he had LeBron James on.
With LeBron,
LeBron James. And what LeBron said is like, you don't fall in love. You don't fall in love with like, I need to get to the NBA or I need to be a basketball player. You fall in love with the daily commitment that you are just going to like go to the gym and get better on yourself.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
definition
yeah. I
of
agree
the
with that.
journey, not the destination.
Life's a marathon, not a sprint, you know?
Exactly. Most certainly, sir. Most
I
certainly,
like
sir.
that.
And I want to wrap this up because we do have a main portion that we need to get to. And one thing I love about, of course, having you on board with this ship from now on is like, it's going to be very hard to not, but I feel like it's very easy for us to go on tangents.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That we just talked about school for a good, what, 15? But for those of you who are listening for the first time, those of you who don't know Matt or myself, we're going to do a little back and forth Q&A. Matt and I have a series of questions that we're going to ask each other, and he doesn't know what I'm going to ask him. I don't know what he's going to ask me. That's kind of fun, you know, because that means no one knows what we're going to ask each other besides him and myself, but we don't know what's getting asked to us. And isn't that just life as well? No one knows what anyone's thinking except for the person who thinks things of you.
Yeah. I agree.
So we have two options here. We can go back and forth, question for question, pound for pound, right to left hook. Or we can do 5 and then 5.
Now let's do that.
Back
No,
and forth?
pound for pound. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to start or you want to do rock, paper, scissors for this?
Now you go first. This is you're leading the way.
Okay. So this segment is called, what should we call it? Right to left Q&A?
Q&A, baby.
Q&A, baby.
Solid.
So, my question to you, good sir. Imagine that each person listening to this is hearing you for the first time. What energy do you hope to give off as they continue to tune in?
Good question, man. Good question.
Throw out the hits.
Really making me think right away, huh? My questions were not going that direction. I'll tell you that. I guess I'm more like my personality, you know, I'm a pretty laid back guy, but definitely ask questions, definitely go on tangents, you know, definitely looking for a good time, man. Like honestly, like I don't know. I don't really know how to explain that when I like I guess when someone asks me that, like I guess it's just looking for a good time, you know? Looking to just shoot the shit with my boy. Looking to have some good conversations, you know, some insightful conversations. And I don't think I'm ever too serious of a person unless I'm like serious, like pissed off or something like that, which I don't intend to be on this podcast.
Freedom of emotion is real in the life I'm living.
Yeah, it definitely is a real emotion. Emotions are real, you know? So like, and emotions are definitely, how should we say, valid for everyone? But like, yeah, definitely. All right. I got a question for you.
Let me hear it.
How's life, man?
That's so vague.
No, the podcast is how's life is living. So like the life I'm living. So I want to know how you're living right now because I know you just moved.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I'm-
I haven't really had the time to like sit down and like I guess fully catch up with you. I guess in the last 5-6 months or so.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Let's do it.
Yeah. So catch me up, man.
Okay, well, life is really good, man. I think the move. So, My spouse and I, Jen, for those of you who haven't listened to the first season or know me at all, we lived in Orange County and we moved to San Diego County so Jen could be closer to her work. I work remote, and it's given us so much structure in the sense that Jen no longer has to commute by car, train, steed, anything like that for an hour and a half each way. And I know that she'll be getting home within 15 to 20 minutes of her leaving the office versus her having to take the 5 freeway every single day. And then I get to work from home versus having to drive 40 minutes to the office in Irvine every Monday and Tuesday, which isn't terrible. I just love that I have Monday through Friday. I know when I'm working, I know when I'm getting off. And then it allows me to, of course, spend more time with Scarlett, and I get to work out more. And we got
Nice.
Scarlett a backyard so she can run and have the zoomies. And honestly, I feel like it's been very good for us to really focus on ourselves. And one thing I was really aiming to do was to get this podcast back. I didn't know if it was going to come back after I stopped in June. Viewer to Matt to me, plain and simple, I ran out of things to talk about. And that kind of freaked me out. Made me feel like I don't know if this was gonna come back, but like the bottom, like the darkest pit of my soul was like, dude, you need to bring it back. I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know when. Just don't let it go to the wind. Bring it back. And so I know I may have like pressured you into this, but I'm very grateful that you're doing this with me. I'm very grateful that you're doing this with me. I know it took us a while to get to this point, but let me tell you this. When you get to this point, we're going to stop recording. We're going to edit. I'm going to send you the video, and you're going to be like, well, when are we doing this again? Motherfucker.
I like that.
Yeah, but life has been solid. I have no complaints. Granted, some work days are better than others, and some people are more annoying than others, but everyone's going to deal with that. Everyone in their own line of work, whether you're, pro athlete, whether you're working at the grocery store, whether you're, changing the oil at an AutoZone, everyone's going to deal with difficult people. And if you don't deal with difficult people, that means you're not going face to face with people enough. And that's also a problem in itself. You got to broaden your horizons, get in touch with your fellow man, as they say.
Be a little more assertive, I guess, huh?
A little more understanding that, like coming across difficult figures is just a part of it. And if you're not coming across difficult figures, then you're not meeting enough people.
Makes sense.
Right? I don't know. That's as someone who wants to be in this general line of work, I feel like I need to branch out, communicate more.
You gotta be ready to push boundaries.
Ready to push boundaries and ready to also be ready when someone's going to push my boundaries and know how to balance that out and work with that in a way that's positive, right?
That's good. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I like that. So it's like you're not reacting in a negative way to when someone's pushing your boundaries. Beautiful.
Like LeBron said, man, one step at a time. It's the journey. The journey's going well.
Cool. That's good to know, man. Thanks for catching me. That's nice.
Are you ready for yours?
Yeah, hit me.
Okay, so this one I kind of made it a little broad. I didn't know how much we would be able to get out of each other, but it sounds like we're doing phenomenally well. So I'm going to try and make this brief, but also fun. How old are you? You're 32, 33?
32. 33 in May.
Okay, 30 in May, baby. Let's go. Chop that up into 3 decades. Let's say you got 1 to 11, 12 to 22, 23 to 33, whatever. 3 songs, one from each decade of your life. Name them. Just a song that you think is just like, you know what? That was the jam. That was the jam. Preteen, teen to 21, and then pretty much now, elder statesman life.
So from 1 to 12, 12 to 22.
Don't take it like that. Just do 3 segments of your life. Like when you were a kid versus when you were a teenager versus college, post-college. Just the songs that you were like, these are my jams.
I think one song that always comes to mind when I was little was 3 Doors Down by it was called Kryptonite. You've heard the song.
The Superman song?
Yeah. It is the Superman song. It's a classic song. It was literally a classic song. That or Smash Mouth. All-Star by Smash Mouth.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold
dude,
on, hold
who
on.
doesn't fucking know that song?
Let me see. Is this gonna play well?
Yep, that one. That one. That's all
This
you
is a
have to play.
vibe.
That's all you have to play. Pause it. Pause it now. Yeah, if you pause it now, like everyone in our generation will know what song that is.
Yeah. Well, you still call me Superman. That's a vibe. That's a good one.
I think that is a good one. I think second one, it's gonna be my teens. Definitely hopped more into hip hop, rap.
Teens, graduation. I guess like SF State, beginning
Um,
SF State might throw in there.
no, I guess
I feel like the hard part about this one is like from 12 to 22 is arguably like the most like I feel like we were so many different people in
I
those
know,
10
I know.
years.
It's not like one song in general, but I think one album that really stood out. I think even though the guy's been going crazy, like literally crazy, was
Ah, I know
Kanye's
where this is
graduation
going.
album.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes, but
was
like ugh. Yeah.
graduation, late registration, and college dropout. Were all really good albums of like like elementary through middle school and high school. And I think the last one, I don't know, one song.
I'm gonna say this. There's a song that
I
comes
think
to
just
mind.
Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba? Get that
No,
Chef
I'm just kidding.
West? I'm
I,
gonna
I
say
just think of Obama from that one time at Beauty Bar.
dude, you can't recreate that night. Let's save that for another episode. Let's let the people ponder what happened. Mo Bamba, night in SF. I hope, dream what you want. We'll save that story for
Cha Cha
another
Cha right
episode.
before.
Sangria.
I think one song, I think like definitely during college.
There's a song that comes to mind for you, and I'm gonna be blown away if you don't choose it, but I also understand that you had a life outside college as well.
No, I'm trying to think, man, because there's been so many songs, and I don't know, man. It's a good one. Lately, I don't know. I don't know. I think I would
22,
say
23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Now that I count, I feel like this should be the song, but I want you to tell me. I feel like you need to answer this. It's your question.
honestly, man, I don't. That's a good. Maybe I'm just freaking out right now because I'm being on the spot. But I guess like one song from my last 10 years would. I don't listen to new music, and so I think during college I was big on the Migos. Like Bad and Bougie was cool. Yeah.
Yes. The Migos, I mean, RIP Takeoff. They were like peak when we were in college.
In college, yeah, they were going off in college. So yeah, I think any one of their songs would fit right in my playlist.
I feel it. I feel it. Can I tell you the song that I thought that I'm surprised maybe you just didn't think of it?
Yeah, let me hear.
Codeine Crazy.
That's a good song, man. That is a good song.
I feel like that was your in your feel song.
That was a good song, man. That's a good song. I might play this after this. That's
It's
just
still a good song.
it's a great song.
I'm taking you back.
I forgot about that song. That was on a mixtape. That's how good it was.
That's crazy. You introduced me to that. I don't even know if I listened to mixtape. I just listened to the song. That was a vibe.
It's great if you're feeling down, if you're feeling up. It's just good all around.
Music makes you feel, man. You gotta love it. You gotta appreciate music. It's an art.
All right, if
Are these off the dome?
yeah, these are off the dome.
Come on, man. I told you to you could have
If
used
you were to pick,
Google.
no, I got one. I got one. If you were to pick one meal in the last 5 years that is just like blowing you away, like you ate it and you were like, "This is fucking good. This is the most delicious thing. This is God's gift." Like I might shed a tear. Like what was that one bite you took, and where?
This is hard. This is hard for me
Gotcha,
because
bitch.
no, but let me tell you why. This was hard for me because Jen was in LA visiting family this past weekend and I was at home with Scarlett.
Damn, was this
And
last weekend?
this was like a couple days ago, like a few days ago. Well, let me tell you why this is an issue for me. And I was at home, and whenever I'm at home, I try to spend as little money as possible. So I get a 12 pack of light beer, and I vibe out like as much time as I need to. I'm not spending any money. I made the best sandwich.
Hold on. Time out. Are you telling me you had the best bite, the best meal in the last 5 years this past weekend? And I'm just asking now, what are the chances?
Well, this is what I'm trying to tell you is like there's moments where I just like I put myself in a position to order something that I've been craving or have been wanting, and I make it and I sit down Like, I need to tell you about this sandwich that I made because my goal was to make it Scooby-Doo style, like
Hmm.
big, full of ingredients, etc.
Yep,
So
yep, yep.
first of all, sourdough, top tier bread. Changed my mind.
It's the best. No, it's the best. I only eat sourdough.
I rarely get sourdough because I'm a big wheat, gotta stay healthy, do your thing. But we got sourdough. We were
Dude,
craving sourdough.
dude, you
So,
know sourdough is healthier than wheat?
well, isn't it like a lot of calories though?
So, like, I don't want to get off a tangent, but sourdough is healthier. Tell me I'm wrong. Go look at the studies.
I'll check Google after this. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But go keep going. I want to hear about your sandwich.
at some point when this is big enough, we'll have someone that looks up stuff for us during the podcast. We'll be able to get that in real time. So let me tell you about this sandwich. So sourdough comes in a circular bread. It's a circle bread. You can
Yeah,
get it in a
loaf.
loaf, but see the thing is if you get it in the circle bread, you gotta open up that bread and you gotta take out the pieces in the middle if you want a big sandwich. I wanted a big sandwich.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hollow it out.
So I got 3 slices of the middle bread. 3 slices. See where this is going? Mayo, cheese. No. Mayo, onion, cheese, meat. The bread in there, and I took this from Friends, the sandwich that Ross had where they soaked that middle bread in gravy. I put a bunch of oil, vinegar, salt, and pepper on that middle bread.
Oh, Jersey Mike style, huh?
Middle bread on.
Mike's way.
Middle bread on, meat, cheese, mayo, third bread on. Put it in the panini press.
Oh
Get
my
those
God.
lines on there. Yes. Get those lines on there. Once we get that perfectly golden brown and goo of the cheese, take it out.
Huh? Uh-huh.
And the reason why I put the cheese next to the bread is so I can open it back up again, get some fresh leaf lettuce in there.
Oh, yeah, no one likes hot lettuce, dude.
Make sure it doesn't get hot. And
Yeah, that's
like,
sounds like a good
and it was big enough to where
sandwich.
like I got to put toothpicks in it so it didn't like come apart.
What are you at a resort? You know, this is all inclusive.
Some Kelly's salt and vinegar chips. Salt and vinegar, you love it or you hate it. It's a vibe.
It's not bad. I like it.
And I sat and I enjoyed like but that's how I am is like I'll eat a margarita pizza. Very simple. Bread, matzo cheese, sauce, a little bit of
Herbs.
basil on there. And if I'm in the mood for it, a nice glass of vino, pristine. Magnificent.
Nice. That's not a bad vibe.
No, I'm very
So the sandwich,
was the best thing I had in the last 5 years.
really? Wow, dude, that's crazy.
Well, I
I'm
can't
glad
think
I
of
asked. I'm
anything
glad I found
else.
out about your weekend sandwich.
I can't think
So
about
you
anything
guys-
else.
Dude, I've seen you guys post like some sushi like 100 times, and like all those sushi rolls look delicious. So you just say this sandwich trumps all the sushi you ever had.
I'm a very simple guy. Jen
like
is the
that.
sushi gal, and she gets the sushi. And there are times where sushi is grand, but I think there's just and also when I make it myself, I make it exactly how I want it. And I don't know.
Like that.
That's the sandwich I made last week, best thing I had in the last 5 years. To answer your question,
That's fucking cool. I'm glad I asked. You know.
just in time, man. Because if it was the
Yeah,
week
literally.
before, I would have had no idea.
This would not have worked out last week.
No, I would have been stumped. Are you ready? Because this one might throw you off again.
Yeah,
But it's a
throw it
goodie.
at me.
It's a goodie. And this is per Google right here. If you could time travel, what is the one piece of advice you would give your younger self?
Oh, getting sentimental here, huh?
I always thought that would be so cool to do.
I guess it'd be like, don't put a lot of pressure on yourself when you finish college in 8 years. I played a lot of baseball, and sometimes I look back and be like, damn, if I would have just maybe stuck through it, and went to college and played and stuff like that, maybe my life would have been different. I don't think I would have made it to the pros or something like that, but maybe it would extend that a little longer. But I think I'd probably just say, just don't worry, everything's gonna work out. So I hate to say that, but it's a cliche answer. But I mean, honestly, like I was like, just chill out, man. Like you're gonna have fun. You're gonna have fun in college. You're gonna have fun after college. You're gonna have fun before. But life happens.
A lot of people need to know that, especially when I feel like high school really turns on what's your future going to be like? And you need to figure it out now or else you're a failure.
Yeah, I feel like I really went through that after college. Like when we were doing the podcasts in my the downstairs room of the Daily City House. Like, I feel like that time I was, like, severely lost, you know? Even when I moved to Huntington Beach, I couldn't find a job for a while, and I always felt like I was lost there too, but I think everyone just finds their groove after a while, you know?
Yeah, it sounds like everyone just kind of searches for purpose.
Yeah, and it's something that shit changes, you know? You gotta always people always ready to pivot.
I take a lot of things from the people I listen to or the people around me who just say stuff and it just like comes to my mind. So a lot of the things I say are things from other people. Shout out New Heights, great podcast. Jason Kelsey, Travis Kelsey. Travis's old high school coach, I think it was, one day told him, as long as you come out and be the best you that you can be, that's all we can ask for. That's all you should be satisfied with. As long as you're you, as long as you're doing your thing, it'll work out and you should be proud.
Amen.
That's what I
I
believe,
believe
you
in
know?
that.
Purpose is one thing, but it's like just be the best you that you can be because there's only one you on planet Earth.
Yeah, I think, like, I came to a realization too in, like, probably the last 4 or 6 years. It was like, "Damn, this is only we're only here for one dance."
Yep.
You
Yes.
know, and sometimes I'd look back in like 2016, like when we were in college, was doesn't feel like that long ago, but that was almost 10 years ago.
Yep. Yes, it was.
You know,
Yes, it
it's
is.
just I think when it catches up to you, it's kind of surreal, you know. But we're all in a good place, so we're not in a place where like we're feeling regretful. Like I think we both had a good time in college, so we can both look back and be like, that shit was awesome for
Yeah.
what we did. You
Going
know,
back to that sandwich moment, everything that I'd ever done in
awesome.
my entire life led me to that moment.
Yeah, yeah. See, exactly. It's just like me drinking this coffee. Everything led me right now to be on this call with you and podcast with you, and just be drinking this coffee.
Gotta be proud of that. But your younger self, kids don't do that. Kids don't like look around and be like, wow, I have it really great right now. I'm just going to enjoy the moment I have and let everything just take its course. No kid does that. And if they are, then they got it figured out way earlier than probably 99% of the entire population.
Yeah, I don't even think you'd want to have that figured out as a kid though, because then it just brings on the anxiety. That's what's cool about being a kid, you know. It looks every day is just a new day. Sometimes when I look at like my son, it's just like, damn, this guy really just lives every day as a brand new day. Oh,
Yeah.
this guy just wakes up like, hell yeah, brand new day, let's go play.
Learning new words, doing all that stuff, dude. Sky's the limit.
Yeah, it's exactly literally sky's the limit for him.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, I got one for you. If college went a different direction, you know, like, and like, say we did take it 100% serious and you were working in the media and stuff like that right now, right? What do you think you'd be doing?
Honestly, I think I'd be doing color commentary for football. Color? Yeah, I think it'd be color.
That's dope. That's pretty sick.
So like, who is it? I think maybe Al Michaels is the guy who like tells you what's going on during the play, and then
Okay.
I kind of and then I'm like the ex-pro athlete that
So you're
gives
going
the
after the Tony
insight.
Romo spot?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, that's dope. That would be a sick fucking job.
My college, high school transition was interesting because I played football my entire life. When I say my entire life, up until that point, I started playing football when I was 4, and I quit at 16. And I quit at 16 because I sprained my ankle, found out my growth plates weren't growing in my legs anymore,
Oh
realized
shit.
that no college is going to want a 5'7" and 3/4 offensive lineman. So I quit. I didn't see a point in like this isn't going to get me to college. This isn't going to be my future. Why am I doing this?
How'd you feel about that?
At the time, I loved it. At the time, I was very excited to kind of move on. Football had been all I known, and my summers were always packed with football and training and things like that. So it was nice to just kind of break away. The year after is when I joined my video production, and that's when I started doing on scene reporting and became the anchor for our student broadcast. And that's what made me want to go to college and go through that. The issue that I had with that was when I quit football, my goal was to find that I was more than just football and to find what I wanted to do outside of football. But then I realized that I just love football.
It was just all about football.
Like I don't need to play it to love it, you know?
Yeah, you could just talk
And
about it.
yeah, and that's something that I didn't really like understand because I wanted to be more than just football. But then in hindsight, I should have been like, just track it in this way and just like really take that. And I took a couple of sports broadcasting classes, the ones that I talked that we were a part of in Summon Community College, but the issue was I didn't take them seriously. And if I took them seriously, it's like I want to be a football reporter and not I want a degree in broadcast journalism, maybe I'd get there.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Teach their own. Jen always gets me when
Cool.
we're watching games and I call out the plays sometimes. She's like, you should do this. Anytime it's just us and we're like a little bit and we're just enjoying our company, I'm just like over here, oh, they're going to do this. This is this is this. She's like, you need to do this. Like, yeah, but then I'd be there and I wouldn't be enjoying football with you here. And that doesn't sound funny.
Wait, so this, I'm glad you said something like that because this leads me into, I have a double question for you then, man.
Oh my gosh. You're just like the sandwich I had.
So would you, if you had an opportunity, would you get back into like broadcasting?
Depends.
Like radio or something like that?
I'm a homebody. And that's the part that's going to like I'm really going to need to get out of my comfort zone. And like I don't want to ever have to drive into an office again. I don't want to ever have to drive to work again. Like I love working from home. I love getting off and doing what I need to do, getting the house clean. Jen comes home, there's already laundry done, stuff done. I love it. Depending on the opportunity, I think I would just have to take it. I feel like it would just be if an opportunity comes to me, I would just be like, I have to because if I don't, then like it's just a door right in front of me that I'm just shutting. There's possibilities there, So would I? Probably. Would I like it? Probably not. Would it probably be beneficial for me in the long run? 1000%.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's all depends on the situation, I guess. But it'd be cool to if you were up there instead of Tony Romo. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be cool if we were doing that, man. If we were doing this, but like at a game, you're in the production
I don't think
studio.
I could do NFL, to be honest.
Baseball?
Yeah, I could do baseball. It's super slow. NFL is. I don't know anything about what's going on except for like this guy's dropping back for a pass or this guy just handed it off. I don't know plays or formations really like that.
Oh, dude, like come on. I don't know plays or formation. I mean, let me tell you, dude, high school and the NFL are like different languages. Have you ever seen John Gruden, former head NFL coach? The way he says plays is gibberish.
It's a different language.
It's an actual play though. Like there's what is it? The famous one, Spider TY banana.
Yeah, Spider Y banana.
Your kid says that and you're so proud. It doesn't make sense, but you're proud of it. And then John Gruden says it and 11 grown men go and run a play on the field. I would have to jump at the opportunity. I'm trying to do myself justice by if something comes my way, it's like, just try it. Just try it. Before you say no, just try it.
That's cool. Keep an open mind.
Exactly. Your turn. I'm going to say the question. I'm just going to let you have the floor and just do your thing. Do you believe in an afterlife? And if so, what is it?
This is a real controversial question, man. I mean, I believe in the afterlife. Like I would say I'm a religious person, but not like I'm not knocking at your door trying to preach my viewpoints to you, And so like I definitely think that there's an afterlife and that our souls go somewhere. And it's a pretty tough question to ask, I guess, because like I feel like there's definitely energy within our souls, and then like the energy definitely transfers somewhere else, in my opinion, and whether that's to heaven or as to somewhere else and whatever someone believes. Personally, I think that I think there is a heaven, to be honest. I think there is a hell. I think that each person is damned or blessed to wherever they go to. I think that there is just I don't know, I definitely think that there is an afterlife, and it's definitely something it's more of a peace of mind for me to look forward to, I guess, as I grow older. And not like that I'm looking towards death or anything, like I'm 32, but like just come to realization more, I guess, and then I think that it gives you a peace of mind to like be like, yeah, there is an afterlife and I plan to go there, like I know like some other people will be like, no, like I think the thought of just dying and your mind goes blank and you're just a non-existent. And what really gives me anxiety is, I don't know if you believe in reincarnation and stuff like that, but like what happens when the planet's gone? Because the Earth's not going to be forever. And so when the planet's gone and you say you just don't go anywhere and it's just this void in a dark space, and then what's past that, And so that shit gives me that shit really freaks me the fuck
God
out.
damn.
It gives me anxiety, and so like yeah, and so I really think about like there's a heaven and then there's a hell. And I try and be a good guy so I can make my way to heaven.
That's wild. I've never heard of someone mention the idea of being afraid of being reincarnated to the point that you're alive when the earth explodes.
No, I'm not saying it that way. I guess so. Like you can be reincarnated in so many different lives,
Yeah.
but like there's going to be a point when like your soul can reach the end point, whether that's you're reincarnated in the 12 lives that I think Buddhism believes in, or if you can be like all these lives all the way to the end of the earth, and like if you are here at the end of the earth, then like what happens after that?
Well, yeah, but I ponder death all the time, but I've never gotten that
Yeah, I
far to
try to
be
think
like,
about
well,
it.
what if I die and come back to life and the world is ending? That's a gnarly
No, I
thought.
think
That sounds
I
like
think
you're
what
you're
my
putting a lot on yourself.
I try not to think about it too much, man. I
That's
think the
pretty
one that
intense.
really freaks me out is like, yeah, say you pass away and you just nothing happens after, right? And like you're just gone. Like the energy that you had in your body is just gone. That it doesn't go anywhere, and you just not that you're non-existent, but for the next few generations you'll be remembered. But after that, you would be like you were never here. And so it's like it's kind of like scary to think about like, and after that, like what's outside this earth and what's outside of that.
Yeah.
So it really gives
It's
me the
intense, man.
EBGBs.
Yeah. I've always when I think about it, I guess I always think optimistically because I do think that there's a higher power and I do think that your energy can go somewhere. I think as much as everything could be spontaneous and at random, everything has to come from somewhere and all of that energy has to go somewhere.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I
no,
will
totally.
say I imagine that there is an afterlife and I imagine that something happens to that energy and to your soul. What exactly it is, I don't know, and I don't even think about the fact that if there's a heaven, there's a hell. But I just think about just doing the best I can and whatever happens happens, and if there's nothing left and people are going to remember you, you're not even going to know that because you're going to be nothing, so why
Yeah,
worry
exactly.
about that? But yeah, in terms of the afterlife, I agree that there's something, and that's just I guess as far as I get. Like there's something there,
We'll
and
never know until we know.
exactly.
And I want to believe that there is.
You want to be optimistic. I am one of those people that need something to feel like everything that I'm doing, there's a purpose. It's not just for nothing. I'm not just living here because. And that's what I need. That's what I need to feel like I'm doing something here?
Yeah, no, totally. Make it purposeful, meaningful.
Yeah. And if I do something wrong, then I'm like, okay, there's a meaning for it. There's something that can not redeem you, but you can redeem yourself, and it's not all for nothing. It's just building towards getting. Everything has a reason.
Cool. I
So,
like that, man. I like that. It's the building blocks of life.
what's that word or like that phrase where it's like everything has purpose? Every decision you've ever made is
I think you
like
just said it.
meant to be.
What's meant to be
Scarlett,
will be.
can you look that up real please? Google? No? Okay. See, this is why I need you. She can only get me so far.
All right, I got one more for you. Ready?
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know how close you pay attention to the news, but do you think it's very broad question, and you might be like, "This is a stupid question," but this is a serious question in today's society. Are you ready? No, this is a
Uh,
serious ass question because
hey,
it's a lot of talk about it. It's all over the news sometimes, and it really drives people into conspiracy theories.
okay.
Do you think that aliens are gonna come visit us, or that they're watching us? Like, no, seriously. Do you seriously think like aliens,
You want my
like or
like
like
real
extraterrestrial?
answer?
Obviously, yeah, I do.
So,
You
like I
think
said,
they're
everything
extra?
has a
They don't have to be
purpose.
aliens.
Everything has a purpose. Energy has to go somewhere. There is an afterlife. If I believe in all of that you can't even like fathom in terms of how your energy gets from A to B in the first place, it's just like, vibes. People living in other planets and other solar systems and other galaxies, yes, 1000%. People being so smart that they can get into a rocket and travel from galaxy to galaxy, yes, 100%. This planet being as old as it is, with as many people on the planet seeing things, feeling things. Like, some people may do it for clout, one thing, but the people that generally get called crazy, why would they do that? Why would they come out with this story knowing good and well it's going to make them look bad? For what?
I
I
don't know.
believe it all. I believe we've been visited. I believe they're probably among us. I believe they're probably in our ocean somewhere and the sky. I believe they're everywhere. We can't do a thing about it.
Oh, really?
I don't. I
You think they're
mean,
just
have
watching?
we?
Okay, so then
I think they
I have
can.
another two-parter for you.
Yes,
Do you think that at some point? Okay, so did you hear the recent thing about like the pyramids in Egypt? How they had those cylinders that go like 2,000 meters deep underneath the pyramids?
dude. I used to watch Ancient Aliens frequently. Do I know the details of it? No, not about the cylinders, but I do know that the pyramids are like perfectly placed with electromagnetic aura, and there's stars that line
So
up
this is what I'm
exactly with the
getting.
pyramids and
So this is what I'm getting at.
aliens.
So like, do you think that like I was talking to Justine about it? I was like, maybe we were so advanced before, that this world was like so far advanced that we can't even fathom it, and that we just couldn't stand it, and we blew ourselves into a nuclear holocaust. And the pyramids are what are remnants for what we rebuilt ourselves as humans. And we were so far advanced that we can't even understand how far advanced we were.
We just like, well, it's also possible that we just like kind of blew our history off the map,
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
you
I
know?
believe that too.
I find it very hard for me to say that like nothing like things being impossible just doesn't sit right with me. Like, I can't say something is impossible to do, or Nessie of the Galactic Alliance is not alive and out in Lake Loch in Scotland or whatever. Bigfoot. Like, I
Scotland.
just find it I can't, like, who are you to say that it's impossible? It's 0% a thing. Like, what are you? The Nessie police? What?
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
I just saw a video on Instagram. This little like a water snail thing that hadn't been seen in like hundreds of years or whatever was just discovered, and it's like thousands of years old. It's just like a little snail. Uh,
Damn.
no. I don't know,
I
man.
guess so. There's a bunch of random. Yeah, I guess so. That's cool.
Yeah, I believe it all. The only thing is, like, the only reason I'm not scared of it is just like, if they could do something, they would do something. If these aliens, don't like us, they can probably easily dismantle us, but they're not. Maybe they're testing us out. Maybe they're
Just
friendly.
observing.
Interstellar. Have you seen Interstellar?
Of course, I have.
Heck of a film, dude. But that's him. That's Matthew McConaughey going so far out into space that he finds himself behind his own bookcase. What? 50 years later or 50 years in the past? Like, what if someone did that to us? Maybe that's what ghosts are. I'm getting into it. Look, Scarlett got involved.
That's what sometimes I think about. Like sometimes I think about like that's just how life works. Maybe we wake up like when you die and you wake up and like you're in third grade again, waking up from a nap,
Oh,
and you
dude,
run that shit back.
those are so weird. I see that on Instagram all the time. It's like you wake up and it's like 1999 or something. I would be so pissed. I put so much into this damn dream.
But what if it's like a nonstop
Come
loop?
on.
Like, but you don't have any memory. You just wake back up again like it's a nap. It's a different timeline though, and some different things happen.
That's actually there's an episode of Adventure Time on that. It's actually pretty wild. But Finn has a dream, and he has kids, and he has a wife, and he grows old, and when he dies, he just wakes up from the dream.
Real plausible, man.
I can't rule it out. Would it be preferred? Most certainly not. I love the life that I have now, and waking up and knowing that not knowing that I have to do it all over again, but like going through it again doesn't sound too fun. I'm excited to see what this pools and what we can actually make out of this, because this is the first time that I've had an episode with someone who's in a different area and recording at the same time.
The AI thing that you showed me was pretty cool, so I'm kind of interested to see how it cuts it up.
Well, okay,
I
do I owe you one question? I think I owe you a question. Are you more like your mother or your father, and how so?
feel like I definitely hold some traits from my dad. I think I'm different than both of them, though. To be honest, I think I'm most similar to my dad. I would say so. Just in mannerisms and things that we do. But like, I also would say that I'm not very similar to how he is. I'm a completely different person than how he is. And so I think I hold traits similar to my dad, but I think that I'm also a lot different. I'm like the outlier in my family, I would say. So like my middle brother is just like my dad. And my youngest brother
How
is very
so?
similar to like their spitting image on the behaviors that they do, the things that they do when they get home, the things that they do in the, like just the things they do are just like each other. Yeah, my youngest brother is pretty similar to I would say like my mom, just pretty chill person, pretty laid back, got their own quirks. And then me, I like I said, I'm most similar to my dad, but I think I try and break away from all the norms that the ings hold, and I try like I don't really agree with all of them, and I try and be a different person. I
That's
guess I
fair.
try and be a real yeah, they're not as open-minded as I am, and so I try and be a little bit more open-minded to different cultures, different foods, different people, different lifestyles. You know, I understand that people go do different things, um, which they I don't want to get into too in depth, but they don't in detail to that do those things. So they kind of
Okay.
just live their lives how they want to, you know, which is fair. But I really take into consideration like other people's backgrounds too.
I feel like that comes with the generations. I feel like every generation is a little more open minded than the one prior.
Yeah, I would say so, except for my middle brother and my younger brother. Like they're definitely open minded people for sure, but they're not as open minded people as like some other people I've met in my life.
But they're also your siblings. Like your son will probably be more open minded than you, maybe.
I would hope so.
Or at least that generation.
I would hope so.
Unless it starts
You know,
reverting
that's what we
back.
strive for.
Yeah. That was a good one.
But yeah,
So give me an example of how you are like your dad. Because you also mentioned that you were laid back, and you mentioned that your mom is laid back. But
I think
you
my dad
associate
is more
yourself more
so
with your
like
father.
he needs things to be like uh he needs to know what's like not know what's going on, but like if we're gonna go out and like where are we going, what are we gonna eat and shit like that, like he needs to freaking know that
That's
stuff, and I
fair.
feel like I need to know that stuff too.
You need to
So
be aware.
that's what my answer would be. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He needs full awareness, transparency, and stuff like that, which sometimes is annoying because sometimes you just want to go with the flow, but sometimes it's like you want to know.
I feel it. I feel like that. I wonder if that's like a male thing, just being aware of your surroundings, what the plan is. Because I'm also go with the flow, but I need to be in like I need to know if today is a go with the flow type of day.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It can't be on edge all the time.
Yeah. Like I can't be like, oh, where are we going? Oh, I don't know. Like let's make a plan here. All right. Well, let's how much time do we have? What can we do? What are we gonna be by afterwards? And then if we're going with the flow, I'll be like, okay, well, is that the plan? Is the plan to go with the flow today? If it is, then I'm going with that flow.
Let's do it. Hell
That
yeah.
was nice. So that was it, right? I think we went 5 for 5. Left hook, right hook.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm about to go make some dinner after this.
Ooh, what are you gonna be having?
I think chicken.
We hit up the local Costco. We got a couple containers of clam chowder. I think Jen's gonna bring some round bread loaves. We're gonna make some bread
Ooh,
bowls.
bread
Vibe.
bowls. That sounds good.
Sounds
Nice. Send me a pic.
Alrighty. Yeah, most certainly will, sir. Thank you very much for joining me not only on the first episode, but throughout season 2, hopefully season 3 and beyond. Would you like to leave with any toppers, any cherries for the end of the episode?
I hope everyone has a good day. Good day, good night. Whatever time of the day they're listening to this. Have a killer time.
Yes, yes. And you know what? That ties into my outro. I hope everyone listening to this has a great night, has some great food, has some great drinks, be around great people, be amongst great vibes, listen to some solid music. And thank you very much for tuning in to The Life I'm Loving. Take care.
Later.